If we are the flag-waving NFL, every chance possible we're trying to conflate football with a certain kind of sense of American patriotism. Think of every Super Bowl you've ever seen. If you feel that way, why do you have to be paid to do it?
The same pride that other people might feel when they stand up and hear the national anthem or when they say the Pledge of Allegiance. I don't feel that sense of pride. I understand that sense of pride. I understand why people love that moment, but it's hard to stand up and feel that way about the flag or the song being played or sung when you don't feel like you're being treated fair or equally or paid attention to in the same way.
Viewed with any kind of sense of history or any appreciation of nuance, patriotism and loving America and believing in American ideals has many aspects to it. In the context of sports, it's pretty much been narrowed down to flag, the military. Certainly that's an aspect of what patriotism is. But when that's reinforced over and over and over again, it may obscure or even blind people to the idea that there's a lot more to the story than that.
Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead.
It's okay, I'm right here with you.
No, bro, look at him. He's not responsible right now, bro.
We're not out there just on a knee to be on a knee. We recognize and see that we have a problem systematically in our country in the way that we are policing our communities.
I don't see a riot, it's a riot, you ain't riot. I don't see a riot, it's a riot, you ain't riot.
The type of training that we're giving our officers, and then also with our laws.
Displays of patriotism, national anthem, God Bless America, especially after 9/11, can sometimes be very meaningful and moving. And other times, they're used cynically. Cynical on the part of the Department of Defense, cynical on the part of the NFL.
It wasn't until 2009, no NFL players stood for the national anthem because players actually stayed in the locker room as the anthem played. The players were moved to the field during the national anthem because it was seen as a marketing strategy to make the athletes look more patriotic.
Every fan, whether united by team or divided by rivalry, comes together to thank those who have served and sacrificed on our nation's behalf. That's why I and so many other Americans were shocked and disappointed to learn that several NFL teams weren't sponsoring these activities out of the goodness of their own hearts, but were doing so to make an extra buck.
Federal contracts show that the Defense Department from 2011 to 2014 paid nearly $5.5 million for sponsorships deals with 14 NFL teams.
The Bruins were paid close to $300,000 for the use of luxury boxes for the military and an executive suite for Military Appreciation Night. That's just wrong. The Celtics were paid $195,000, the Red Sox $100,000 for similar services.
The national anthem issue has become an American flashpoint in the country's ongoing reckoning with racial injustice.
Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a bitch off the field right now, out, he's fired.
No matter what Kaepernick may have said, this is what I'm protesting, people conflated it with the anthem, with the military, with love of country.
I think that he went about it the wrong way. I don't think he understands.
What is the right way? When people say that, I'm always fascinated. What is the right way?
Here's the deal.
So here's a black man in America who says, I don't know how to get a message across. If I march in the streets, people say I'm a thug. If I go out and I protest, people say that it's a riot. If I bend down on one knee, then it's not. What is the right way? That is something I've always wanted to know. What is the right way for a black person to get attention in America?
We were definitely asked not to protest, to not demonstrate anymore. There was all types of different tactics used to try and get us to stop.
If anyone is on the field and is disrespectful to the anthem or the flag, there would be a fine from the league against the team.
None of the tactics were listening to us about the issue.
We, the National Football League, condemn racism. We, the National Football League, admit we were wrong for not listening to NFL players earlier and encourage all to speak out and peacefully protest.
Many of those who have challenged the existing social order are viewed by history as patriots, as bold-faced, top-rank patriots. What else would you call Martin Luther King? Wasn't Susan B. Anthony a patriot? The original patriots, okay, at the Boston Tea Party, they were certainly revolting against an established order, and they helped to establish the country. The country was born on forms of protest. Those who have been agents of change, even if they made society as a whole uncomfortable for a while, are often viewed very favorably through the prism of history. To protest, especially peacefully, is a form of patriotism, and especially when you have a legitimate point about a legitimate issue.
If you are willing to kind of open your mind and your heart to understanding and seeing something outside of your views or your opinion, you might be able to see that there's some substance to what we're saying, and that there needs to be some change, and that yes, we do live in a great country and it might, be the best country, but there's always room for growth.